Welcome back to School Detention, guys. Today is Monday, April 1st, 2019, guys. However, we come to you guys with very, very, very heavy hearts. Last night, unfortunately, if you are unaware, we will let you know now. The rapper Nipsey Hussle, West Coast rapper Nipsey Hussle, was shot and killed in front of his store in his home of Los Angeles, California. He died yesterday afternoon after being shot 6 times, 5 times to the body, 1 time to the head. He was standing outside of a store with by my reports that I read, he was with his daughter, just chilling in broad daylight. A gunman came up and shot him, and then from that point, 2 other people got shot. Those other 2 people are okay, but unfortunately, we lost the great King Nipsey Hussle. What was your first reaction, man?
I didn't believe it at first, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, nah. And then, you know, when I kept seeing more and more reports on it, I was just hoping, you know, I mean, people get shot all the time, so I was hoping I didn't know it was 6 shots at first. I thought he just got shot once, and I'm like, all right, he's gonna go to the hospital, he's gonna go good. But then I realized 6 shots, you know, and then videos started coming out of, you know, just different stuff, and then you start watching it, and it was sad, man. I kept refreshing my phone, trying to get up on the news, hoping it would be some good news coming out. But it's sad, man. I mean, he was one of the good ones, you know. He was one of the good ones.
Absolutely, and you know, it's even beyond music. He was a good man.
Yeah, he was doing a lot for the community. He was trying to create a positive image with what he could do. And I guess someone was not liking that for whatever reason. I don't know.
I had a hard time really understanding the fact that you would go out of your way to kill someone so positive. And he has so much respect from everybody on the West Coast. And that's why it was so hard for me to fathom the fact that someone would walk up and shoot him, of all people. Like, he, to my knowledge, does not do any out wrongs to anybody. Doesn't really, you know, he stays out of the way. He's about his woman, his child, his money, investing in the local community, building his community back up. He's the guy who everyone used to say, no one's going to come back and buy the block. He came back, he bought the block, created jobs, created STEM, giving young kids and young dudes out of the hood opportunities, teaching them new things. And you take his life?
Yeah, man. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't know the reasoning behind it. I don't know if it was... I heard it was gang affiliated. I don't know. But, I mean... I don't know. I mean, I guess being a good person doesn't save you from the streets, you know? Like, not everyone's going to just take that into mind and be like, oh, you know, he's good. I'm not going to touch him. Like, some people just don't care, you know? Or some people want clout, and they're going to try to take the big man outs, you know, so they could be popping in the streets, I guess, you know? I mean, It doesn't make sense, but that's just... The thing is, that's something that we just wouldn't understand. You know, that's just a whole life that majority of people just would not understand, you know?
Absolutely. And, you know, we were just talking about this before we came on, that in hip-hop, a lot of people that listen to the subject matter, that enjoy the subject matter, don't really know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're actually listening to.
Yeah, they can't relate. The majority of hip-hop fans can't really relate to what's being said in the most popular subgenre, I guess, which would be trap at this point in time, you know? And, you know, talking about drugs, selling drugs, shooting people, getting shot at, seeing people die in front of you, you know, all of that stuff. I mean, we sit and we bob our heads to it, and, you know, we like the music and everything, but we're not really realizing how serious these words are because we never lived it, you know? And when something is said that is disrespectful to somebody, we may not see it as disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? But to that person or to that group of people, they do see it, and that is a problem, and they are going to retaliate, you know? And then we are like, well, why would you even do that? You know, but it's just because we just don't understand. We're just not a part of that life. We just listen to the music, you know? So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough, but I mean, we got to remember that a lot of these rappers, they're not coming from the suburbs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not coming from the suburbs, having normal lives, going to school, you know, graduating, this and that. A lot of them aren't, you know? A lot of them come from really, really, really serious situations that follow them for life. Like, you can't just leave.
Right.
It follows you, you know? And I feel like a lot of times the casual hip-hop fans kind of struggles to understand that, you know?
Yeah, and it's funny. I don't know if you saw a video of Lil Boosie that popped back up, but he was explaining how he moved from Louisiana to Atlanta because of the fact that, you know, his greatest fear was being back home with someone attacking you. Because people where you're from, as in this case here, will come and get you because they hate on you. They hate you.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you grow your success.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me fearful. You know, and I'm not trying to say I'm cocky or I'm not trying to be cocky when I say this, but you know, I have faith that this show is gonna grow, and not saying anyone would try and kill me per se, but at the same time, it just makes you think. You know, like what would really happen in situations like that. Now I get why guys do move away from home.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought of anyone different if they moved away from the hood once they blew up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if anything, I feel like that's the goal. You know, to get out. You know, that you can help people.
Mm-hmm.
Still, you can give back to the community. This and that, but I don't expect you to live in the same house you lived in when you
Right.
weren't making money.
Right.
You know, like
It's not smart to go back.
that's just not smart to do. You know, you want to do what's best for your family. And yeah, I mean, he's right. A lot of people don't like seeing you shine. You know, and they may look like it and be like, "Oh, congrats," but really in the back, they're like hating, you know, or
Yeah.
plotting and trying
Yeah.
to see how they can bring you down because they aren't where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that maybe that was the reason why. I don't know the reason why Nipsey got shot. But if that's the reason and the dude was just hating on him, that's just
Sick.
it's ridiculous.
It's
you know?
ridiculous. And you know, a few other reasons have circulated, and I own up to it myself. My initial thought process was that the United States government killed Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that.
And the reason why I felt like that is because when you have a black man who's doing so many amazing things for the community, he's uplifting people, he's giving back, he's teaching knowledge to these kids, and which has happened before. Please understand that. In the past, there have been black men who have been killed, who have really done things to try to uplift our own community and make us better as a race. And they've been killed just based off race reasons. And in this instance here, that's what initially looked like to me. On top of the fact where he was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi. If you guys don't know who Dr. Sebi is, Dr. Sebi, or Sebi or Sebi?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
One of the two.
One of the two, yeah. SEBI, doctor. He was the man who reportedly had a cure for HIV, cancer, diabetes, AIDS, because HIV and AIDS are two different diseases, and something else. But he had cures for all of these diseases that nobody else had cures for.
Right.
And he went to the Supreme Court and won the case.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time, well, he suspiciously died in police custody.
Of course.
In the 80s. So Nip was going to bring the documentary to light. So all that to me just screamed government conspiracy. On top of the fact where Nipsey Hussle has so much respect in the streets of LA. Like, to even imagine someone, and I'd imagine he has security on him. There's no way you could just walk up to him like he's one of me and you could just start popping at him. So it had to be something extraordinary for this kind of stuff to happen. But I was listening to The Breakfast Club this morning. And as I listened to The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne God made a good point. It was that if the government was really in control, really wanted to suppress Nipsey Hussle, suppress his documentary, would they just erase all information of Dr. Sebi off the internet so we can access it? And that, to me, makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about him before all of this was going on, you know. And that's true. If they really wanted to erase that, they could easily do that. You know, I don't think taking one guy down who's planning on making a documentary is going to stop that flow of information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that documentary can still come out, you know, like maybe his team's still going to put it out. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen with that, but that's not the, oh, he's gone, it's never going to come out and no one's ever going to learn about that, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I personally don't think it was government related. Possibly, you know, I know it has happened before in the past with various
MLK.
yeah, MLK, a lot of people.
Malcolm X as well.
So, I guess I wouldn't put it past them to do that,
Mhm.
but I just don't think that was the reason. I just don't.
Guys, if we go missing, just know. Nah, but no, you're absolutely right, and that honestly makes sense to me. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but a report recently before we got here at the station is that it is reportedly a good friend of Nipsey Hussle, someone that's close to him, that actually did this. Who's under investigation supposedly. I can't confirm that because no one else has said it yet. So it's always the ones that are closest to you sometimes.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep a tight circle, man. I mean, even the people that you think that you grew up with, thinking that they're solid, they could turn, or someone could offer them enough money to do something. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it really is crazy. It's getting that much harder to trust people. You know, and it sucks to say that. It really does.
It really
but especially when you start getting success, and Nipsey was like, he's been in the game for a while, but this past year was huge for him. I can only imagine it was bigger. it was gonna be. He was gonna drop a collab album with Meek Mill.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying him and J. Cole were gonna do something together.
Yep.
So this is gonna be a huge year for him, you know. And I guess some of us did not want to see that. I was not happy seeing him prosper and them not getting any light. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the situation, so I don't want to speak on it too much.
Right.
You know, but to sit here and think that someone that was close to you got that jealous to the point where they would want to take your life
from your family,
from your family, in front of your daughter, and it's just like, are you serious?
In broad daylight. That's the thing. Like, you couldn't wait till you get at night, at home, in broad
away from
daylight?
people. Yeah, it was broad daylight, right in front of the store, right in front of everybody. I mean,
it was like 3:30 when that happened.
Yeah.
So it's like that's prime drive time. Everyone's out of work and school, and you just go pull up and shoot the man. How bold are you?
I mean, but that's life out there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, back to what we were saying earlier. To us, it's so foreign. It's like, wow, I can't imagine someone would do that. But to them, that happens all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He may have even been a part of that at some point in time in his past life, you know, or even rappers that we know today that we think are great and glorified, but they have some very, very dark pasts, you know. So to them, like, this is very shocking, but at the same time, it's like, that does happen with the life that you choose to live, you know.
Right, and you know, if you guys do follow Nipsey Hussle's career, you would know that he is on record of being a Crip. To be exact, I don't know if anyone may notice or not, but it's a Rolling 60s Crip, and they had a lot of beef with certain other factions. But as time goes on, you know, just historically, if you don't do your research, you think, oh, Bloods and Crips, they hate each other. Who out the band? Right. But if you actually knew what you were talking about, you would know that in terms of the rap game, that beef's been squashed. Because as we see here, I'm about to play a song with YG, who's notoriously a Blood, and Nipsey Hussle, who's a Crip. So for those, you know, that say that that's just the way it is, it's not. It's really not, though. We are humans. Humanity is all we have left. As you said, like, it's getting harder to trust people, but yet humanity at the end of the day is all that we have. Regardless of how much money you make, your accolades, how you are as a man or a woman as a person, that's fundamental.
Right.
Takes the rest of your life. And Nipsey was a great man. He was a father of two, engaged to Lauren London, excuse me. I was going to say Megan Good. I'm just engaged to Lauren London. Recently engaged, had Victory Lap, one of the best albums that came out last year, nominated for a Grammy. He did so many different things, guys. We're going to play a song by Nip, and then when we get back, we're going to cover more Nipsey Hussle's life. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. WRLR in School Detention with Devonn.
And Pierce.
Alright, guys. Wrestling Power, the King Nipsey Hussle. Now, typically, when someone passes, we mourn. But here on IG, we're going to celebrate this man's life by highlighting his life, goal, and accomplishments. Now, so far, guys, I played nothing but Nipsey Hussle songs, and that's going to be the consistency throughout today's show. Now, if you don't know who Nipsey Hussle is, Nipsey Hussle was a rapper born in Crenshaw, South Central LA. He grew up in the Rolling 60s neighborhood where he became a Crip. Nipsey first came out in 2005, releasing his first mixtape, Slossin' Boy Volume 1, and after that released 13 more projects over the course of the past 14 years. Now, per The Undefeated, a lot of his earlier music was solely focused on his life growing up in the tough neighborhood. Which makes sense because also Victory Lap kind of reflects that too. But I think Victory Lap is also, and correct me if I'm wrong, bro, is a reflection of growth. How you can grow more, have financial growth, talk about how his success, how he handles it, where he's come from to what he's doing now.
Yeah, I mean, he's a completely different person from what he was back then, you know, so he has something else completely different to talk about, you know, like you said, his growth, you know, and how he's changed as a man, you know, and what he's trying to do to help the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Nipsey Hussle was a very smart and forward thinker. He's been known for that. He also bucked the system with forward thinking. In 2013, he released his mixtape, Crenshaw, right? The release is very different, though. Now we have streaming and things like that. The mixtape was online for free. You could download it online. But as a way to see who really likes his music, he sold physical copies for $100. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I had to go back and look. I didn't remember that. $100 for physical copies. And he called the campaign #ProudToPay.
Right. Now,
me personally, no disrespect to Nipsey. I've never heard the Crenshaw mixtape, but I can tell you now, my favorite rapper, J. Cole, I'm not paying $100 for a CD.
No. But I don't think he was expecting people to do it. I think it was more of sort of like a statement.
Yeah.
Type thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. It was a statement, a message to send to see who really messed with it.
Right.
Now, even with that, the mixtape after this one, he repeated this process again. When he sold his for another product called Mailbox Money, which is still available for free download. But instead of $100, it was $1,000. And he sold 60 copies of that. So I think it's really dope. I think what draw people to it, just the authenticity and the dope idea of the fact, like, hey, I'm gonna just sell these physical copies. Please mess with it, you know? Like, I think that's just a cool, like, if I had money, maybe I would do something like to like represent, like Jay-Z, for example. Or the first mixtape, Crenshaw, that's for $100. He sold 1,000 copies, and the Hove bought 100 of them.
Right. He's got the money to do that.
Exactly.
But yeah, if I had the money, I would definitely have, bought more than one.
Absolutely. I think it's a symbolism thing because, I don't know if you remember when Born Sinner came out. Remember that video of J. Cole and Drake went out to Best Buy and bought every single copy of Born Sinner off the shelves? I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, I think it's, if I'm thinking about it right, it's a little counterproductive because you're kind of taking out your own pocket, but I think I'm overthinking it. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Now, when you texted me last night, and I was texting you about this, bro, you made a pretty interesting statement that unless the content changes, we won't change. Expand on that for us.
What I meant by that is right now, and obviously in the whole genre of hip hop, it's not, murder, drugs, this and that is not what's only talked about.
Right.
But it's the most popular subgenre right now being trap music. I think we can all agree on that.
Correct.
In hip hop, and the majority of what they talk about is trapping, selling drugs, murder, getting shot at, shooting people, seeing people die in front of you, holding your brother in your arms while he's bleeding. Like that's a lot of serious stuff that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And the majority of hip hop listeners, I think me and you included, we can't relate to any of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And with that, sometimes these rappers do say some pretty disrespectful things to other people or to other gangs or to whatever. And to us, it's just a dope line. We don't think anything of it. But to that person or to that group, that's a problem. That's disrespectful, and they want to retaliate. You know what I'm saying? And because we push this music up so much, and that's what we listen to, and everyone's buying it, everyone's recording themselves listening to it, and repeating the lines, not really understanding what's being said. More and more music like that is getting pumped out, and that's putting a lot more, I think, artists in danger. Whether it's falsely claiming to be about a certain life that you're really not about, and then someone comes to test you, and that could turn really ugly, or being about that life, saying certain things, possibly saying something that's disrespectful to somebody because it'd be a hotline, and then boom, now that's a whole nother problem you have to deal with, and God forbid someone loses their life over that, but that happens, that happens, and then we're gonna sit back here and be like, I can't believe that would happen, it's ridiculous, I can't see why they would do that, and it's like, well, that's because you just don't understand, like they're talking about a completely different lifestyle that we have no idea what's going on, or what's disrespectful to them, you know what I'm saying? So we eat it up when it could really be hurting them in the end.
Yeah, and it's interesting how we like you said, we co-signed and signed on to so many things we don't even know what they're saying. Like we were saying, for example, and I'm gonna say this, guys, for example, the conversation. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a lot of people say, quote, on phone.
Right.
It's a very big common thing. Like, when I mentored, even the kids say, on phone, on this, on that, on this, on that. I spoke with someone who actually, was legitimate, four-corner hustler, and he explained to me how that gets people mad because he kind of suffered some PTSD because he had to watch his best friend die in his arms over that statement, over that gang, four-corner hustler. So when you say these things, and and granted, especially in the black community, hip hop influences us a lot.
Right.
We look up to it. It determines our way of life. We get tattoos of it. So it's a big part of what we do and how we live. But as much as the rappers, we can't really blame them. We can blame them, but if it's a life they grew up in.
I'm not blaming them.
Right.
Talking about it.
I'm not saying you blame them, but we can't be mad at them for rapping about what the life that they live.
Right.
But at the same time, I think it's on us as listeners to educate ourselves on what we're doing. If they're kids, they're kids. I get it. But I just think that as a whole, we have to educate each other, on what they're actually saying, what's being said, and what needs to be said at different time, things like that.
Yeah, and also I think, there's only a certain group of rappers that are actually about what they say they're about. I'm not going to go down the list because I could be wrong, but there's plenty of rappers who aren't about that life, but claim to be and start rapping about that stuff, and then someone's going to check them. Someone's going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to see if they really are about that.
Oh, yeah.
And that could turn really ugly, really fast, and they could get hurt, they could get injured, they can lose a life over something that they were just trying to portray because the people loved it. The people like hearing about that, so that's what they're going to talk about. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that puts people in danger too, mostly the artists. Because the fans aren't going to get hurt.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? For the most part, unless you're going somewhere and saying something then someone runs up on you.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah, but for the majority of the time, we're not gonna get hurt by anything that we're hearing.
Mm.
You know, but the artists are putting themselves in danger, just claiming to be about something that they really aren't about, or possibly dissing somebody, or saying something that's disrespectful to a certain faction or whatever the case is, and there could be retaliation. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah. All right, guys. On that note, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to School Detention. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Of our LPs.
All right, guys. So again, I'm saying it again. I cannot say it enough. Rest in power to the King Nipsey Hussle.
Yes.
And so sad. If you are not aware, the 33-year-old West Coast rapper, mogul, and an overall great human being lost his life yesterday afternoon in Los Angeles, California, right outside of his store. Broad daylight. Came up and shot him 6 times, man. Pronounced it at the hospital. Before we get to the next segment, as a black man, I know I have a target on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And now it really kind of reinforced it. Especially if you're a black man and you're achieving something. Because as black, we already do, but it's just like, it's always something.
Yeah, I mean, it always seems like there's another obstacle that we're going to have to cross,
every time,
climb over to get to that next step.
Yeah. It's just not to cut you off. It just feels like I don't know. Like sometimes as a black man, I feel like I don't see myself living that long. I think I can't. I mean, I get it's hard for young people to imagine themselves getting old anyway.
Right.
But when I see stuff like that and I get down, I'm just like, man, these dudes really are like dying just for being black. It's like, will I make it to 30?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's tough to think about. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think you're gonna have the same.
Definitely not. As Nipsey,
it's because of just certain life choices.
Right. Correct.
You have made or he's made and all that stuff. But I get what you're saying 100%. I mean, like you never know. You never know when someone that doesn't like black people for whatever reason may just want to take you out, or whether it's a police officer or whether it's whatever. Something may happen, or even if you're becoming super successful and you're trying to do something that's positive for the community, but someone doesn't want that to happen, so they take you out because of that. I mean, there's so many ways that as a black man, you kind of have to almost watch your back a little bit.
Yeah.
And watch what you say, which is ridiculous,
It is. It absolutely is. So watch what you say, watch where you go. I can't wear a hoodie. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. There's a hashtag was trending. It was hashtag my white privilege. And there are white people who are going around describing their white privilege in support of black people, of course. But
right.
It's just it really puts things in perspective. How, I wear hoodies all the time, but do I always put a hood up everywhere I go? No, I don't. If I walk in a place, I take my hat off.
Yeah, I mean.
When I get pulled over, I take extra precautions.
Make sure you're super nice.
Super duper nice. Hands on the steering wheel. I've had officers tell me, son, you don't have to do that. It's just like, sir, I'm just gonna go through. Can I reach in my wallet to give you my license? Like, it's the extra steps we have to go through as black men.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easier for someone else to get a job versus me to get a job.
Right.
Stuff like that, man. But now, the thing we love about Nipsey more than his music is his forward thinking and investments in the technology. With his first check, he legitimately brought back his block. He created jobs for those in his area. He also opened a STEM center and co-workplace called Vector 90 in Crenshaw. Now, if you guys don't know what STEM means, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Essentially, that is the future of what we're going for. With the world turning into technology and everything becoming electronical, jobs being lost, other jobs being made, that is the way for the future. If you guys remember when LeBron James founded his school last year, big shout out to LeBron for that, that school is primarily a STEM school. That's what the world of technology is turning to. So Nipsey was using his brain in order to think to put the young ones in prepared for the future. Now, a co-workspace is also a place where rooms can be rented to get work done in large groups. Say you don't want to go to a library, but this place has large Wi-Fi. And looked on the website, also had like a juice bar in there. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it was.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty dope, and it's pretty interesting to see a co-workspace. I never thought of something so simple like that.
Right.
Where you just make a building for people in the technology industry to go work.
Right.
I think that's super dope. Vector 90 also had a place where you get professional counseling and professional development for you in your tech career or whatever career you want to go into. They had those different options there. You can rent it hourly, yearly. You can put a lease down if you want. It's a pretty dope, amazing place. Now, on the first floor, the STEM program was for after-school programs, kids, things like that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think that's great. I mean, that's what, if you have the money and the influence to do something good in the community that where you came from, I think you should take that chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it's not necessarily the community you came from, you know, but if you can just help underprivileged people, children, you know, just get a better life, I think that's what you should do. You know, and I think he was doing a great job of it. I mean, he was one of the few, I feel, rappers at least that were publicized for doing this type of stuff, you know, that was just so positive. You know, I never heard a bad thing about him. It was always, you know, he's doing this for the community, he's doing that for the community, you know, he's giving jobs, he's helping people. Like, it was always positive, and that's why, you know, like we were saying earlier, it's hard to imagine someone would want to end that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, hopefully his legacy lives on and his movement continues. You know, hopefully someone else picks it up, his family picks it up, his friends pick it up. You know, and I think that's gonna happen. It's not just gonna end. You know, like I feel like it's almost like you should pick it up just in the memory of Nipsey. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Now, if you guys are not aware, Nipsey Hussle was an amazing entrepreneur. He invested in real estate. He invested in tech, as we just said. He also had his own store called The Marathon. This is actually right outside where he was shot and killed at. The funny story about the location that's at. Years back, before we know Nipsey Hussle as he is now, back when he was just in the streets as a Rolling 60 script, he was shot at in that parking lot. He was shot at that parking lot. Literally came back with his first rap check. Bought that parking lot out. Made it The Marathon on that corner. And then now all of a sudden, years later, he dies in that same spot.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And that's sick.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, you know, it's a tough situation, you know, and it's still kind of just processing, you know, what's happening. It's, you know, I don't know, man. He had love from so many people. It's, you know what I'm saying? I saw a video of the game he was driving down. You saw that? Yeah. I mean, I didn't see him crying, but you could hear him. You could hear his voice breaking. You could just hear the pain in his voice, you know? I mean, that's the impact he had on people, you know? I mean, he was just a solid guy, like, all around. You know, he never used his influence for bad. He could have easily done that, you know, but he made it, he did what he could do to the best of his ability for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make sure everybody else was good. And not many people do that with what he had.
Everyone should want to live a life like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should want to live the life where giving back, you're helping others. To me, in my opinion, there's nothing better than helping others. I mean, I've never had a child. I'm not married, so I can't say whether those things are better or not. But for my current 22 years on this earth, there's nothing better than making a difference in someone else's life. It gives you a feeling of power. Not saying I thrive on power control, but it gives you a feeling where you know you can help somebody. You know you can do something because you do it. And when you do a task and you succeed at it, your confidence goes up.
Definitely.
And then from that point, you help other people, you make differences, no matter how small, whether it be a ride, whether it be $5, whether it be just sitting down and talking to someone.
Yeah, I mean, and that, it grows, you know, like from you helping someone and they're going to help someone and then that person's going to help someone. And you know, one good deed can change 100 people's days, you know?
Yeah.
That's how easy it is. But, you know, not everyone has that mindset, you know, not everyone's just willing to help other people, you know, and not everyone, you know, a lot of people kind of look out for themselves, you know, who's going to help me? And it's like, you shouldn't look at it as like, who's going to help me? It's like, who can I help? You know, you shouldn't always be looking for something in return. You should be a good person just for the sake of being a good person.
Absolutely.
You know, you should never expect something in return. Because then you're not generally doing it for the good.
Right.
You know, you're doing it just because, okay, well, I'm just going to do this so I can get something back. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how it should be.
It's not. Nah, it should be for the sole purpose of making a better difference in someone's life.
Definitely.
No matter how rich you are. You know, I've seen videos on Facebook and here's the thing. The guy, he's seen, and there's a lot of videos like this actually. I guess by the way the gentleman presents it in the video, I guess how someone can mistake him as homeless, but he was giving water to a dog out of his hands.
Right.
They're like, oh, someone was this is what I hate about social media. Someone who has nothing still gives it all. Look, just because he's in a dirty shirt don't mean he don't have anything. Like, shut up, bro. But that to me, like, just kind of play off that, you don't have to have everything to help somebody.
Not at all.
I know I'm not rich. I know I ain't rich.
Right.
You know, but I still do my best for other people. And I think that one thing we have to remember before that we help somebody is to make sure you help yourself.
Yep.
Because if you ain't helping yourself, you can't help nobody else.
Exactly.
Not your friends, not your mama, not your daughter. And that's one thing we loved about Nipsey. As much as he helped people, he was just a hard worker.
hard work, constantly working. I mean, what is that? 14 projects
14 projects.
in 14 years.
Yes.
That's a project
It's,
a year.
it's exactly. It's
You know what I'm
ridiculous.
saying? Like he's constantly working. I'm sure I won't be surprised if we get a bunch of different releases. You know, now that has passed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get. I mean, he has that Meek album coming. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a J. Cole collab. You know,
Yeah.
he probably has plenty of songs or verses that he has stocked up that you could probably put a verse to
Right.
and make music. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he just has all hard drives and hard drives of music.
Oh, of course. Like I know when they robbed Big Sean, they stole so much music.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous amounts
Yeah.
of music. And you know, we always look at Postmortem. Wow.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Oh,
I could have sworn I saw it spelled out with the MOTHU. It's okay, whatever. My bad, guys. Postmortem music. You know, like we're still waiting on postmortem music from Mac.
Yeah.
We just got one from Marvin Gaye yesterday.
Which is completely out of the blue. But to
Right.
be for completely
Yeah.
great album, by the way.
Yeah, guys, check it out.
Great album.
Absolutely check it out. And you know, it's interesting that the one thing about the Marvin Gaye album that really caught me off guard because of the fact we were so focused on Nipsey.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing else even mattered. Like today's April Fool's Day. No one's. Well, I caught it April Fool's joke earlier. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you did.
I was hot. So this is a sidebar, guys. But you guys know Kendrick and J. Cole are supposed to make, or rumored to make a collaboration album.
It's a lie.
You think it's ever gonna happen?
I wanted to, but I mean,
I think it's gonna happen.
how many? It's been supposed to come out
Years ago.
years ago.
It's gonna
like
happen.
I'm waiting on it, man.
It's gonna happen. But you know, Photoshop is amazing. Someone put up a picture of J. Cole, put a little blue check next to his Twitter account, said me and Kendrick album coming April 5th. This ain't no joke. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You told me that, and I'm like, no, you know what day it is, right? Like, come on.
Well, yeah, man. But back to Nipsey Hussle, man. It's just, as we said, guys, it's hard to lose someone not as an artist, as a human. And looking at Nipsey, and I've never followed Nipsey for his entire career, but I think that we should all aspire to be like him to a certain aspect. And I think that, you know, he all has goals that we should strive for in his character, whether it be monetary goals, just goals as a being, you know?
Yeah.
And, and I could be really big supporter of that and really follow that too. You know, I'm very proud of him and I'm sad he had to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier, he's one of the good ones. He was one of the few really good ones, you know, to the core, you know? And it's sad to see him go.
It is, guys. It is. Guys, we're going to break with another Nipsey Hussle song. When we get back, we're going to change up our topic. Let's talk about other music that's come out recently, guys. Thank you guys so much. Tune in. Some music, man. Now, you put me on to The Baby.
Yes.
And that is hard.
I know, man.
I can't even
he's
lie.
definitely next up.
I think so,
Next
too.
up.
I think so, too, man. Like, that album was tough. And it's funny. Even though it was so good, I had to something always get in the way. I couldn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I had to like clock getting to work or I was falling asleep, something kept getting in the way. I could not finish that album. I finally finished it in LA. That album is tough. And the reason why I like it so much, I had to change up my way that I listen to music. I used to think that, you know, listen to music, if it's not what I like, if it's not what I normally like, then I'm not even gonna mess with it.
Right.
That's the wrong mindset to have. I just looked at it as is it a good song or not?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I mean, some subject matter I won't put up with. Like, Juice WRLD's out, for example. I don't really care about any of that. I
mean, I don't know. Juice WRLD's
great freestyler. He can rap his butt off.
he's a good artist. I mean, I don't know. I don't listen to him like that personally, but I know a lot of people who love Juice WRLD. So I mean, I guess it just depends on if you like that sound or not.
Yeah, it all depends. But that the baby. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but he also had a pending case.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Walmart. Someone pulled a gun on him and his family,
Yep.
and the baby pulled a gun and shot him fatally.
Yes.
What would you do?
Same thing. I mean, you know, I mean, if someone, I don't know, like what else am I supposed to do? You
Right.
know?
Exactly.
Like, so I mean, I don't blame him at all for what happened to, you know, I mean, if someone pulls a gun on you, it's on your life, and your family's life, and I have the means to end it, let's over with.
Absolutely. I feel you. It's just like a lot of. I mean, he got pardoned for that crime.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not technically, it's not a crime, but he got pardoned for it. But everyone was like, "Oh, why would he do that? Such and such, he's so violent." No, it's not the case.
Why wouldn't he? what do you?
What would y'all do?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you gonna do? Just
what would y'all do?
Please don't shoot. You know,
No, man, I'm capping you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm putting a hole in you. Now, next thing we got up is Megan Thee Stallion. Yo, did you listen to it?
I listened to a little bit of it. Yeah, it was decent.
It was hard. I really messed with it. Shout out to Devonn for putting me on that album. And it's funny. Usually, when it comes to women in rap, I get so tired of hearing them rap about their sex and things like that I just I really tune out to it. But I listen to this album that's rapping about sex and things like that, and I really mess with it. So I feel like I'm gonna have to change my stance on women and their content music.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think it's more just about the way you go about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I feel like a lot of time it's super repetitive.
Yeah.
The type of how they do it, but like you were saying, like this was definitely like she was rapping about it, but it wasn't the same. It didn't sound the same to me, so I was feeling it for sure.
I definitely was to her flow, her delivery, the confidence. Like you can tell when a rapper has confidence behind the track.
Exactly. Yeah, she had hella confidence.
Yeah, like you can if you listen to some of our favorite artists back in the day versus up to now, you can just hear the more confidence. Like they're owning the microphone. She owns it straight off from the jump. I mean, her freestyles are crazy too. So I look forward to a lot more music coming from her. Now, also, if you notice, right? Did you see the XXL cover for Dreamville?
I don't think so.
Wow. Okay, so they're gonna cover XXL here in April. They got the whole label on the shot. And one thing that was really interesting to me, a conversation that came up, is that who do you prefer, Dreamville or TDE?
As a whole,
As
TDE.
Why you say that?
I just like the group members better. I just listen to more of them than I do with Dreamville. I love J. Cole, don't get me wrong. I love J. Cole, but I listen to the majority of people on TDE more often than I do Dreamville. Not knocking at Dreamville at all. I mean, they're still great, but my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. If I'm looking at Boss or Schoolboy Q's album, which I'm listening to, I'm probably gonna listen to Boss album first. See, I'm the flip. I
listen to Schoolboy Q's album first.
See, it's like I just prefer Dreamville, and I think it's on me also. Even though Schoolboy Q did just release that crazy song, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that was nuts. That we got. It's called. If you guys want to listen to it, it's called Num Num Juice. That song is ridiculous.
Hard.
Straight headbanger.
Honestly.
I
saw the snippet of it before it released
on Instagram.
Yeah, and I was just like, "What is this? Oh my god!" Yeah, I listened to at least a repeat that snippet. I was like, "This is amazing."
Right? Yeah. That's what I've been doing with the Running to the Dreamers 3 snippets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time I see him, I'm like, "This." I can't wait for that to come out.
That's gonna be nuts.
I'm just excited for all the collabs, all the
Yeah.
features they're gonna have on there. Like just random people.
I know.
Like what?
Smino, Vince Staples, Saba, Buddy,
Nudie, Young Nudie.
I think
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with that because I like Young Nudie. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you know that, but I just want to know what they're gonna do together. You know, I'm sure it's gonna be cool. I'm sure everything on there is gonna be cold. You know,
it's gonna be absolutely nuts. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Fortunately, we are out of time. Again, rest in peace, rest in power to the great King Nipsey Hussle.
Yes. Rest in peace.
Guys, please be safe out there. Gun violence is never the answer, and we, as people, gotta get better at supporting each other and finding better solutions to problems than just shooting people, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a blessed week. You guys, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Even though I never used Facebook ever, you can find me on there. If you just type in Pierce Anderson, I'll pop up. Snapchat, I mean, I'm not gonna get my Snapchat.
Why you say that?
But yeah, Instagram and Facebook, Pierce Anderson. Dictionary spelling, P-I-E-R-C-E. People put like P-E-R-P-E-A. It's just the weirdest spellings. Yeah, super simple. Yeah, that's where you can find me at.
You guys can find me on Facebook at Devonn Overstreet, Facebook at ISD and School Detention, Twitter at DShoes815, Instagram at devonnalan. And you guys can find me here every Monday. 5-6 p.m. here on 90.3.
And MySpace. You can find me on MySpace too. Pierce Anderson.
Tumblr. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bow, 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 bow.